Welcome to the Black and Tan Show.
What's up, everybody?
YouTube, what's happening?
Welcome to the Black and Tan Show. We are here having a little mukbang
For
session.
glorious.
Having a little sushi from Jjanga. What are we talking about? We're talking about dating apps. Your experience with them. Were you successful, not successful? What do you think about them?
Think about them, and then whatever else comes of that.
Yeah.
I will kick it off. I don't have much experience with them,
Same.
but I did use Bumble for 3 days.
I will say that I use Bumble as well. These chopsticks are not easy to use. I use Bumble too, but I was only on there maybe a week.
And
I'm about to have to switch to a fork here.
that leads to you, Sir McMichael.
had it longer than 3 days.
Yeah, let us know
Yeah.
what happened, how it was.
Longer than a week.
Okay.
It made me realize that
I'm gonna cut that because I gotta get some shit.
I might be a kind of a lame person because a lot of people like to hike, they like to travel, stuff that I'm not usually prone to doing. So
When did you, when were you on it? Like recently, or was it like
I'd say I was on it
But yeah,
Pre-COVID, for
pre-COVID.
sure.
Okay.
pre-COVID for sure. Swiping right a lot, and it just made me feel uncomfortable, honestly.
Really?
It's just,
Really?
you know, you're judging people on the way they look.
And the little things that they have to say about themselves.
Right, and I don't think that really defines a person who they are, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy the experience.
Did
I
you
did
say-
meet,
Did you get like anything out of it?
I did
Like,
meet one
you-
person through there.
Did or did not?
I did.
Did not.
Did.
Oh, did. My ears were bad then.
So twice.
I did meet one person on there. We
How
met
did
up.
that go?
It went great. She was a great person. I still talk to her today. It just was unfortunate that after we had met up, that's when COVID started. So
Oh.
couldn't really meet up again for a little bit. So
Do you still talk to her now though?
we're good.
Like, is it just friendly? Is it
It was just friendly.
okay?
It was just friendly. But that's kind of what I was going into it initially anyways. But I never put myself out there like that. I wasn't looking for a relationship or anything like that.
Did you guys want to try the salmon skin, by the way? You're more than happy to just reach across and just dig right into the styrofoam, you know?
You're just falling all
I
over.
just want to let you guys know that, so you know,
Thank
if you
you.
wanted to sample it,
I
you know,
appreciate
well,
Yeah, so I wasn't looking for a relationship. I wasn't looking for anything serious. I
Right.
just wanted to put myself out there, see if I had the confidence enough to meet somebody. Ended up doing that. Met a great person in the process. Still talk to her today, and it worked out pretty good.
that's great.
But you do
What'd you
lose
get?
a lot of self-confidence though when you're swiping right on a whole bunch of people and nobody responds. So,
I could see that happening.
Were you on Bumble or were you on Bumble?
yep.
I too was on Bumble.
What did you get back on? Like, where are you now with that?
I think I'm more of the mindset of trying to meet somebody in person,
Organically?
more organically than the app. Like I said, the app just makes me not feel.
At your best.
I don't feel great on the app. I don't like the process of it. I might as well just meet somebody in person.
What is it
Check
about
it
the
out.
app that gives you that anxiety?
I think when you're on the app, you're really trying to display the best side of you.
Of course.
And I've never really had to think of that in my head of trying to display that for other people.
Yeah.
But there is this quick kind of realization of when you're doing your app or you're trying to put your pictures on there that when stuff doesn't work out or people are not swiping on you, that you automatically think like, oh shit,
something's
there's
You're
something
not.
wrong with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Something's
something's
wrong
off.
with
There's something wrong with me. So there's this. The same thing happens with social media too. Is you start to try to change things accordingly, or try to change things to better suit who you're trying to go
There's
after.
like this
Instead of being
comparison.
authentic.
Right.
Like a comparison.
Yeah. So trying to be who you think that you are, or who you want to be. So
This whole social
Social media.
sushi rolls.
sushi
This
media.
I can see how that.
Yeah, you see the tongue twister there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Went to shit real quick.
But I can see why. I mean, social media period is just like
Yeah, it's.
it'll do that to anyone.
Right.
I was on that thing for like 3 days, I think.
And what was your experience?
I created a profile. I went on there because I wanted to see what the pool was for my age group. I'm 38, so I want to see what this 30 plus, 26ish, 27 up pool looked like. I just wanted to see what people's profiles were, what they had on the profiles, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I had like this assumption going that, you know, of course people want to put their best foot forward because it's first impression type of thing, and
It's the first thing they see.
right. So I'm looking at this app, and my mentality going into the app was, you know, okay, let's just see what's going on, see what's up, see what's out there, and a lot of the profiles are very similar as far as like the projection of what I was
Thinking you would see going into it.
right from the women. And I don't want to generalize because that's unfair and I don't think it's just, but it felt like, I wouldn't say it felt, but it seemed like a lot of people had like the same type of,
Bios
yeah,
or like things that they're interested in or whatever.
yeah, like a lot of the interests seemed very common among all the different women that were being displayed within the group that, you know, I had selected to see. So I don't want to say, it wasn't that it was a turnoff. I don't want to say it was a disappointment. I don't want to make this seem like it's a negative thing because it's not. You know, great interactions come about using this app. But for me, I noticed that there was a very common theme amongst a lot of the profiles, and I just kind of like questioned that to myself.
Did you make any connections on the app?
I did not,
Okay.
but that's not why I am
Against them?
not even, yeah, I wouldn't say against them, but that's not why I'm giving it the critique that I'm giving it. It's not based on my personal experience as far as matching, but more so just the feedback that I would get from matching someone or just the interaction of using the app itself.
And
So,
that was pre-COVID?
pre-COVID, yes.
My experience with the app was pre-COVID as well. I was only on there, I would probably say a week. And it was very foreign to me, as is, I'm sure, to anyone.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like, do I trust you?
Right,
Like,
Right.
But with Bumble, I didn't know for like the first few days that the women make their first
Right,
move.
Right. Yes.
So
That's
I'm
the other
swiping
thing.
on people, they're swiping on me, so I have matches, but I'm like, no one's talking to me, no one's messaged me or reached out, like something's wrong. And then my friend was like, you know, you're supposed to message them first, like that's how that works. And I was like, that explains a lot. So I'd be like, hey, what's up? Which is weird. I'm not one to make the first move, or, you know,
Right.
I don't know, it's interesting. And I would have like a lot of people respond to me. Some would ask me on dates or whatever, but I just would not, I don't know, I felt weird, so I never went on a date with any of them. Like I would talk back and forth to some of them, and I've noticed a lot of them were like just in town for the weekend. They're not,
Right.
they're not like,
Locals.
yeah,
You know, like
they're not
local people who
locals.
live here or stay here.
They're just like, hey, I just want to see what's going on the time that I'm out here. And that was like a red flag to me. So I was like, nah. So I just never like pursued that. So I was like, it's just so out of my comfort zone that at the time I was like, I can't get there. And then I, met my boyfriend, I didn't have to. So.
Yeah, it's a very interesting experience because before COVID, we're like so used to meeting people like very organically. Like you go out somewhere, you're with a group of friends, you're in a setting, or you're doing something that you enjoy doing, like let's say hiking or whatever, and you're amongst people who are in a very similar type of environment. So you meet people organically in
that
that
had the same
manner.
interest that you
Right.
had. Yep.
So the fact that we're on this app, it's like it's very unusual to have a conversation in depth with someone that you don't know. And so I think that's, for me, that was like I don't want to say that's what kept me back from, I guess, really getting the benefits of the app, but it was something that I had like in the back of my head was like, I just kept thinking
Reservations
that,
on it.
yeah, it kind of had reservations or kind of reserved me from being very open with this person in conversation. But that's not to say that that's a bad thing or a good thing.
Or
It's
that
just
it
a
doesn't
personal,
work, yeah.
right? It's just a personal experience that I had. Because I'm sure there's a ton of people who had experience. This guy's had experience and was successful in meeting someone and developing or cultivating a relationship. And for me, it was more of like, I just, regimented on old school, meeting somebody in person, getting to know this person, catching that vibe while we're there, and then progressing from that vibe in that environment, into, maybe a friendship or, whatever the case may be. But, it's something that it's interesting. Definitely it's interesting, for sure.
Agreed. It's crazy how many there are. How many dating apps there are.
Oh, yeah.
That's a ton. Too many.
Yeah, when I was on,
So many.
so I did Bumble first, and then someone had suggested just see what Tinder's like. Started a Tinder profile. That shit was fucking nuts. That shit was nuts. I've never seen so many couples who were just looking for a third person.
Yes. Yes.
I've never seen anything like that. I've never obviously experienced anything like that. But to see as many people who are so free-willed and just saying like, "Hey, my husband, we've been married for a long time. We're just looking for
Spice it
another
up."
person to join in." I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" That's an actual thing. That's going on?
Honestly.
That's crazy. But hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If they're open to do that kind of stuff, absolutely.
Like, why not use that platform? Yeah.
I've just never experienced anything like that, and I was very surprised.
To each his own. This is a judge-free zone. Whatever you find that works for you, something that you like to do, that brings you happiness, whatever that may be, that's what you do.
Right.
We're just sharing our experiences here.
I mean, obviously, people have found success in that. I know people that have
You hear it all the time.
long-term
All
relationships,
the time.
get married, and
All
that's
the
how they
time.
met.
Tinder
That's
or
great.
whatever other
Yeah.
eHarmony, all that
eHarmony,
Match.com.
Match.com,
There's so many.
which is huge, and then you got the other
Farmers only.
Christian Mingle.
Christian Mingle. You got what is the other one I'm thinking of? Sea of Fish or Plenty of Fish?
Oh, Plenty of Fish.
POF?
Yeah.
That one, yeah, but
Yeah.
It's possible.
It's very possible. It's just not. It's not for everyone, and that's okay.
exactly.
And it could have been the timing, because who knows if you went back to it, or if people tried doing that during COVID because they were like, hey, everything's online anyway.
Yeah.
This is the
What
new
the-
form of contact.
Yeah, what if the pool would look different? I'm sure it would have.
See, I had started my Bumble back up during COVID time just to see what that dynamic really looked like. Just
Same.
it kind of felt the same, right?
Yeah.
What?
It's just like, but when you're doing it, you realize like, do you feel comfortable enough to meet this person? How is that interaction going to be if you have to social distance and all that stuff?
True.
So
Yeah.
at that point, it was just like, there's no point.
Right.
Because I don't
It's
feel
not gonna
comfortable.
go anywhere.
Right. And
Happening. Both of you just had like very
You know,
similar experiences with
I'm
your
trying-
role here.
I'm trying to pinch it off. And
It's
it
a
wasn't
work.
breaking, you know? I was struggling a bit.
I see that.
But I got it.
Good.
Back to you.
well, I mean, I think going forward, would I use a dating app again? I think it would have to be a particular situation for me to do it. I think
Such as?
I think I'm more inclined in meeting somebody out in person.
That's like your least like a
That
dating
would
app
be
is like the last
that would have to be the
straw.
last thing. That would have to be the last. As
Okay.
much as I understand what the app is there for,
Right.
it's
It doesn't
definitely a
work for
tool for,
everybody, yeah.
people who are not or who are not more inclined to meet people in person. So I totally understand that. And the fact that I met somebody and she's a great person and have started a friendship from that, which is great.
Yeah.
I think that if I was ready to be in a relationship with somebody and want to put
You're
myself out there, I'd rather do it
trying,
in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. It just is very like it's just a weird thing. Like even if I was single right now, I don't think I would
Right.
jump to being on a dating app.
It's just
Like-
different, right? It's like, it's not something where normally, with, pre-COVID, it's not something you're conditioned to doing because you don't have that forceful nature saying, hey, it's got to be this digital platform type of thing. It's like, hey, if I want to meet somebody, I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to do something that I like doing, and there's going to be
And
somebody
see if-
that's in that environment
Yeah.
that's, participating or doing the things that I like to do. And that's how you meet somebody. So that's where the weirdness, if you want to call it weird or different,
Foreign, yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
that's
trust
where
me,
that
because
comes
when
from.
I met the person I met through Bumble, trust me, that shit was nerve-wracking.
I'm sure.
I was literally sitting, I can remember like it was yesterday.
How long were you talking before you met?
We were talking for maybe a week or two
Okay, yeah.
before we decided to meet up.
Yeah.
But I remember it. I was sitting in downtown parking lot, the Neonopolis parking garage, and it took me like 20 minutes to get out the car.
Oh.
Because I was so
I was
nervous.
like, why are you making this hard?
No.
I'm like, why? They're like, let me meet you in this parking lot real quick.
Let me show you my location.
Yeah.
You got
Right.
the ish. You got the ish. Yeah.
I was super nervous, obviously, because this is the first person I met.
Right.
Since,
Of course.
You know, coming out of a relationship.
Of course.
I hadn't put myself out there for maybe
And you
more
haven't
than a
even
year.
like, you just talked to them online.
Just
You
talked
don't
to him
know.
online. A super cool person, but sitting in that parking lot, probably 15, 20 minutes, just
Was she like,
come
are
on,
you
just
gonna
come on,
come
you got
or-
this, you got this, you got this. Then I met her at the bar, super cool person, just as beautiful as I thought that she looked like on the profile. And of course, I was the person to make a mistake or
What'd you do?
so we ordered drinks.
Okay.
Already nervous.
Oh
We
goodness.
ordered drinks.
Goodness
And
gracious.
she gets her drink, and she's sipping it, and I get my drink, and it's filled to the brim at the very top. Has not happened to me ever, but it just so happened to be this time. I grab that drink, the shit spills all over the place.
I thought you were gonna say you went in for the sip.
No. I grabbed the drink, it spilled all over the place. I was like, in my head, I was just like, oh no,
She's
no,
gonna
don't do
leave.
it. So I reach over, I grab the napkin, I put it all over, and she was so sweet. She was just like, well, you just can't pick up the drink and not drink it. That's against the rules. You gotta
Obviously.
Right. So we cheers, drink the drink, and she just made it just a very comfortable experience.
That's good.
But yeah,
It could have gone one
it
of
could have
two
gone
ways.
horribly,
For sure.
horribly. Especially the first one I ever met out of being in a relationship.
Yeah.
I was like, of course
Right
this
off
is
the
happening.
gate, first drink.
Absolutely,
Like,
this is happening right now because this is my luck.
Right.
But she made a great experience. We were out until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We went to a different bar. We're hanging out. It was
Completely
great.
platonic. Like, no
Yeah.
flirting, no,
No.
nothing.
It was great.
Okay.
It was great. So,
Good.
you know, one of those Bumble experiences that actually panned out to be good.
Right.
So,
And that happens.
yeah.
I gotta give it a chance then.
I mean, it's worth a shot. You know, there's a thing, I don't know if it's still a thing, Bumble BFF. Have you guys heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So
What is that?
It's like where, so say if I went on Bumble BFF and I was like looking for other girls that were, you know, interested in, you know, going to Pilates or wanted to go hiking or whatever. Or if I was like new to the area, I could jump on there and be like, hey, I'm new to the area. I just wanted to see if there's any girls that want to grab brunch or do
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
I was on that for a little bit too. I think I got more action on Bumble BFF than I did on Bumble. And I got quite a bit of action on Bumble. But all these girls were like, hey, let's hang out. And then I don't know why, but I'm like, oh, like, I had the same reaction of, I don't know you, like, it's
Right.
different.
Right. It's like, it's not just the I don't know you thing, but we're in the COVID time. So not only are you thinking about, not only do I not know this
Now,
person,
yeah.
but the whole mind, you got the COVID or the pandemic thing in the back of your mind. It's like, well, is this person safe to come in contact with, you know, because I visit my family or sister or mom or whatever. You have a
Like,
family
is
member
this
that maybe.
the smart move?
Right.
Yeah, you know, is this a good idea for me to, you know, go meet this person or whatever?
Yeah.
And you had that plan on your mind along with this whole new way of
Meeting people
meeting
at all,
people.
yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of like that.
It's a 50-50.
What do I do?
It's like you don't know until you try it.
Right. I want to live life, but do I live life like this? Hell
Right.
yes, you do.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Well, if you get on Bumble, you're gonna have to give us an update.
Yeah, if you get on
Please.
Bumble, you need to start
Please.
swiping right. That's the thing you need to
Yeah. Just keep swiping.
Right. Forget about it. Just to
Let us
hell with
know
it.
how it goes.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
do. All right, so
interested.
what would you be more inclined to do if you got back in Bumble and say you're single again?
Yeah.
Would you be more inclined to try to find somebody to be in a relationship with, or would you
No.
be more inclined to find a friend?
I would want to find a friend.
Okay.
Like, well, say I'm getting out of my relationship now.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to get into another relationship. So if I'm
Sure.
ever going to get on an app like that, it's to find like-minded women to get my mind off of things, like hang out, do whatever.
Right.
And I could see women having more success with the app from that standpoint than men having success looking for a significant other.
Right.
Because to be frankly honest, a lot of guys aren't on an app or are not going to go on an app saying, hey, dude, you want to be my buddy? Guys just in general don't.
But a lot of them aren't going on there looking for a relationship either.
That too. You know, we're looking for the other.
I mean, not me specifically, but
exactly.
But it's very it's very the probability is very high of
So,
those that are
do we
just
think
looking
that?
for something.
I'm actually curious what the difference is between men looking for sex through the app versus women looking for sex through the app.
Honestly, I think it's probably the same.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's what
I think it's pitched differently
against the men.
because guys know that guys are gonna think that you just cannot directly or explicitly solicit that to a woman or from a woman or say that's what you're only interested in and think that you're gonna be successful in acquiring that relationship. And it's the same thing for women. I mean, they don't want to be slut shamed or they don't want to be demeaned because that may be something that they're looking for, but they don't want, men as well don't want this negative stigma that comes along with that relationship or interaction. So you're gonna see a lot on this app, a lot of people are gonna come off as like, hey, I'm really trying to get to know you, or they not necessarily catfishing people, but they're gonna come off as, oh, I'm trying to get to know you, whatever. You get to talking to them and
Intentions change.
Right, the intentions change, or you really find out what this person's really about after you meet up a couple times, and it's like, oh, this is what the situation is. It's buyer beware type of thing, and I don't want to make that sound negative because it's not, but it's something that we have to look at as being a reality, is that the buyer needs to beware on the type of services that they're soliciting and the things that they're going to involve themselves in, and just be cautious, just pay attention and be safe and be careful. That's on 2 cents.
So basically, to wrap it up, if you're trying to fuck,
Get on Tinder.
get on Tinder. Trying to get a relationship and find a buddy.
What did he say?
Come on.
Or
Ladies and gentlemen,
go out.
thank you so much for joining us on this
We appreciate you
mukbang.
guys for watching us
The
eat.
sushi was so good.
It was
Yeah,
delicious, by the way.
We talked
Props to
nothing
Jjanga.
about it, but we were struggling. We were hungry. What are you gonna do?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Bye.